welcome back to another Hood Nature reaction. Today we got cute animals, but they slowly get worse for your health. Now, Hood Nature provides nothing but absolute fucking bangers, man. So, like always, let's not waste any time. It just gets right into this one. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's cursed.
I think a common theme on this channel is cute
It's
animals
literally
being
cursed.
Satan serving humanity,
What
haunting
the
pretty
fuck?
privileged merchants. And that's what this video is about, and the further we go, the higher your chances of being
that
turned
penguin's
full-time
shitting on that other
horizontal.
one.
Before I do, I'm just say this. When I call
Yeah,
something
you're
a
a
homicidal
bozo.
menace, that's just me using hyperbole to season a sentence. I'm not actually trying to get y'all to go out and drop kick an otter or something. Ultimately, these animals are just trying to survive and are doing what comes naturally, so you can't really judge them by human moral standards, even though that's literally what I'm about to do. And starting off, this
Bro,
is
what
not
the
your average
fuck
mouse.
was that?
First of all, it's a straight up carnivore. In their defense, that's not exactly crazy. Squirrels have been known to raid nests and eat the baby birds inside. But no other rodent is more of a meat eater.
Bruh, I can't motherfucking turn this down. It's so annoying. Alright. Sorry.
Than the grasshopper mouse. And its grocery list can
Grasshopper
include
mouse?
anything from insects, worms, and spiders,
No
to
way you're
mantises,
just
scorpions,
eating
and
spiders,
desert
bruh.
centipedes,
Hello?
aka the same cursed crawly that nearly unsubscribed Coyote Peterson from existence. Grasshopper mice will even murk and eat snakes. Basically, you remember that episode where Jerry took PEDs and nearly put Tom in a tombstone? That's the grasshopper mouse times 1,000. This mighty mouse even developed a resistance to the crippling venom of ops like the arrows of the bark scorpion. Not only can they tank hits that would flatline animals 100 times their size, this rogue rodent shuts down the pathways the toxin takes to cause pain. Meaning, this mouse essentially evolved to be impervious to the pain caused by venom. It can feel pain, it's just not gonna come from a scorpion.
That is fucking insane, bro. What the hell?
That's not even the only thing about them. These mice stalk and hunt their prey exactly like cats. This homicidal hamster will even howl after catching a body to mark their territory. Take a listen.
Bro, what the so it's not even a mouse. It's a fucking giga rat, bruh. Like, oh, that's cursed, bro. Oh, please stop.
So imagine being a
Jesus
scorpion,
Christ.
right? Millions of years of evolution. Your ancestors were apex predators, and you have biological warfare on your side. All that for a pint-sized weremouse to be your downfall. Not even other mice are safe. Grasshopper mice regularly eat other rodents, and cannibalism is not off the table. In fact, there was a story of a scientist keeping a grasshopper mouse and making the mistake of leaving it alone with a lab rat 5 times its size. In the few minutes he walked away and returned, there was one less mouse and the #1 suspect feeding on the carcass. Proof
That's
that even the most
insane.
innocent looking platter can serve death. Especially since the predator with the highest body count is not what you'd expect. No other mammal catches more bodies than the Etruscan shrew. They're one of the smallest mammals alive and they weigh less than 2 Skittles. The shrew is so small that the only way they can survive is by killing more prey than any other animal. Basically, if this candy-sized carnivore doesn't eat twice its weight in food every day to fuel its metabolism, they'll essentially freeze to a flat line. So the Etruscan shrew has to end a life every 2 hours or so, and they hunt by biting their prey through their head to disable it and then tearing it apart before another starving shrew can get to it. Just for reference, if I had to eat twice my weight in food every day, I'd be scarfing about 680 Big Macs every 24 hours. And even then, at least I don't have to hunt the burger. By the time I get to the drive-thru, the job's already done. But the shrew does have a weapon, and it's being one of the very...
Bruh, it's so ugly, dude. It's got like poor vision, right? There's no way its eyes are that small and it has good vision.
Very few mammals on Earth to weaponize venom. According to studies, some shrews are toxic enough to delete 200 mice, and while they're too small to turn a human to a hashtag, it's still capable of causing pain and allergic reactions. Not only that, but some shrews are able to catch a calorie come up underwater, since some are able to smell out prey even while being completely submerged.
Look at him.
Yeah, they're a whole mint-sized menace, but too small to be a legit threat to us. That's not going to be true for some of the animals coming. And up next, this bird probably looks no different from something you'd expect in a garden, except it's only found in the islands of the Galapagos, and to survive, they've come up with some nasty tricks. They've been nicknamed Darwin finches since they actually helped prove Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Long story short, different finches ate different foods and so developed different size and shaped beaks. One finch evolved to finesse an easy meal by pecking at the skin.
Yeah, isn't there like different... he might be talking about this right here, but there's like islands and then like... Oh no, I think that's snakes actually. Where like they develop differently because they couldn't
of bigger birds and
get
drinking the blood that spills out.
That is insane.
Are birds even f***ing real? And scientists believe up to 10% of this flying leech's diet is seabird blood, and their favorite victim is a bird called the booby. Don't laugh, it's not funny. It's not funny.
It's
Popular
not funny,
opinion says
no.
that it started with the finches picking parasites off the birds, but after realizing they could live off the marinara that would often leak out, the vampire finches started turning the birds into booby blood banks. They literally became everything they sought to destroy, and they're skilled enough to know how much damage to do to get a ragu reward without doing too much and losing a future victim. Yeah, these birds drink nothing but blood, which they kinda have to since freshwater.
It's a motherfucking vampire bird, bruh. That's fucking
The
weird.
Galapagos is in less supply than lawyers in heaven, but it also means that even though they can fly, Arup would be completely useless to them. But not to you, because Arup's flavor pods uses scent flavors to convince.
Oh, nice ad transition, dude. Good ad transition. Where's the end of it? Probably like here.
Like I always say,
Drink your water.
stay hydrated, my friends. It's
Yeah.
just too bad finches don't drink water.
I don't got water right now, but I do got some coffee. Got a little bit of coffee. Take a.
Otherwise, Arup would save more
Some good
boobies than
coffee,
free mammograms.
some classic
Not only
coffee.
do they grief bosom birds, but finches will often roll eggs out of nests and crash them in the rocks just for some easy protein. They're not even
That's
the only birds with that
five-head.
kind of timing. The New Zealand keel will use that Swiss Army knife
Oh,
of a
look
nose
at
to
that
cut into
thing.
sheep and eat the fat right off their backs.
That is
And sometimes
a
they freak
wild
the sheep out
thing.
so much they yeet themselves off a cliff trying to get away. But at least the Kia and the vampire finch are only harmful to your mental. From here on out, that is the last time
There's like nothing the sheep can do about it,
that statement will
bruh.
be true.
Holy
'Cause this
shit.
live-action plush toy is also on the short list of venomous mammals. The slow loris is a Southeast Asian primate
Slow
armed with
loris?
toxins that
That's
can do
its
very
name?
real damage to
Bruh, look at its fingers. Oh my god, dude. That's creepy, dude. Look at its fingernails.
a human. They have
Fuck
a gland on
no.
their arm that produces a chemical that becomes highly toxic when mixed with saliva. So when this imitation lemur sees you and puts its hands up, it's not a sign of surrender, it's a promise to ascend you. We talking straight soul eviction. In 2012, a biologist was bitten by a slow loris, and this was him after 1 hour, and this was Buddy after an hour and a half. Since the toxins contain chemicals,
I
this
didn't
was him
really
after
see.
1 hour.
1 hour. Yeah, so his lips are a little fucked. You can see a little bulky. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but on his cheeks are a little puffy.
And this was Buddy after.
And this one honestly looks like it's just like someone who doesn't know how to take a selfie. If we're being 100% honest, this one's like Facebook profile picture type vibe is what I get
For
from
an
that.
hour and a half. Since the toxins contain chemicals similar to cat allergens,
Look at
this
him.
venom monkey can
Dude, this thing looks like it's blind, bro. Where's its eyeballs? Or pupils, rather. Like, the fuck?
trigger anaphylactic shock in people, making it the first animal here that can perform landscape work on your family tree. We used to think this malicious muppet used venom against predators, but it turns out it's for friendly fire. They usually use it in fades with other lorises, and the flesh-melting toxins can cause necrosis, meaning the loser loris can lose an eye, a toe, their scalp, and even part of their face. It's
Yeah,
so bad that one of the
fuck
most
no.
common causes
Look
of
at that
loris life
thing,
retirements
dude.
is getting bit by a rival. An 8-year study done on about 80 slow lorises found that over 20% of them
Oh
were
my
seriously
God,
maimed
it's
in
so
conflicts, with
ugly,
some
bro.
missing eyes, ears, fingers, toes, and more. It's nasty work, and it puts the slow loris on the very short list of animals that use venom against their own kind.
Yo, it's so
It's no
ugly.
coincidence that one of the others is next. 2 things about platypuses the public should know. One is at about
Platypus,
6
alright.
pounds and less than 2 feet long. They're way smaller than you think. And 2
Yeah.
is that they're violently venomous. Males have an ankle spur that they use
Yeah, I did know about this
in
actually.
fights, and like the loris, the consequences of losing are incredibly painful. In 1991, Australian veteran Keith Payne was struck by a platypus, and in his own words, the immediate pain was far worse than getting struck by shrapnel. And it only got worse. The excruciating pain
Damn.
didn't go away after a month, even after he was shot up with
A
morphine.
month?
And just how much pain are we talking? Well, according
Bruh,
to
a
him, just the
month?
weight of a warm towel on the sting caused incapacitating agony. Even 15 years after, he claimed to still be in discomfort, and this guy wasn't sweet or nothing.
Dude,
he actually earned the
15.
highest honor of the British Armed Forces for his performance in the Vietnam War. Same guy apparently got folded
God, bro, do you see how many medals this motherfucker had? Look at this. Look at this row of medals, dude. Holy shit.
Vietnam War. Same guy apparently got folded by a beaver otter cosplaying as a duck. And it's because platypus venom manipulates nerve cells to trigger pain in
beaver
a way that
otter
can have you down
cosplaying as
horrendous
a
for
duck.
weeks, and not even
That's
enough morphine to
wild.
roofie a rhino can bail you out. That's how you know Perry had love for the doof. He could have had a pharmacist every flavor of up if he wanted to. That's why if you see 2 male platypi fighting, you'll often see the loser spend days rolling around and scratching. That's a platypus in crippling agony. And you can expect the same
Aw.
symptoms if you F around and find out with the next animal. Even though it's barely an inch long. Most people know why playing with a Portuguese man of war is bad for your health.
The Man of War.
You
I
heard
do remember this. This motherfucker holding this thing.
me say most. The Man
Yeah.
of War is notorious for excruciatingly painful stings that they inflict on thousands a year. Not only can it cause nasty bites like this,
fuck!
in worst case scenarios, it can trigger severe allergic reactions that can block your airways and suffocate you. Most people know not to touch them.
Oh
but
my
a lot
God,
of those
look
same
at 'em
people
all.
would do this. This is Glaucus atlanticus, and more specifically, it's a tiny
Bro,
sea
what is its name? Glaucus atlanticus? Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is Glaucus atlanticus, homie. Like, what the fuck? It's the Glock of the Atlantic Ocean, homie. Fuck you talking about?
slug
Dude,
nudibranch.
the
And what these
fuck
boneless
is
snails
that?
do is steal poison from other animals like anemones by eating them and storing the toxin in those
anemones.
weird fingertips growing out of your back.
Anemones.
It's cultural appropriation, but with poison, and the Glaucus does it to the Man of War. Which is why even though a 2-inch Glaucus is an overachiever, holding one and getting stung can lead to nausea, vomiting, allergic reactions, and you guessed it, pain.
Damn, so it steals the venom from other things, including the Man of War. That is a badass ability, bruh. Let's be real. And when you're constructing your build for Earth, right? That, being able to steal venom and stuff from other creatures, that's a pretty badass ability, if we're being honest. That's an S tier ability. It's gotta be.
In fact, many think because
That's
the poison
sick.
they steal is so concentrated, their sting is actually more powerful than the jellyfish understudy they take it from. Moral of the story, this is what it looks like to put a dent in your
Oh
family's
my
bloodline.
God, what
Pro
are you
tip, if
doing?
an animal's that small and goes out of its way to be seen, touching it's a great way to see your ancestors. I couldn't find a
True.
case of someone being seriously hurt by this tiny soft
Look at
slug,
that
so it's
fucking
another example of
thing.
an animal being too small to truly punish ignorance as often as they could. Completely different from the animal up next, because real talk, if you haven't seen them in person, you would not believe how big they actually get.
What
We
is
all
it?
know Steve Irwin, may
Yeah.
God rest his soul. And his son
Yeah, holding his son while feeding a fucking crocodile is just insane.
and shadow clone Robert Irwin.
Yep.
Just like his father, Robert got the same animal lover's gene, but there is one animal he's terrified of, and you probably never guess it. According to him, the animal that scares him the most and has the most smoke for him. It's crazy, right?
Capybara?
That's a wombat, and yeah,
Oh,
they
wombat.
really do get that big. And in the
Damn,
words of the
that
spawn of
motherfucker
khaki
is
animal
huge.
Jesus, crocodiles are apparently easier to work with than wombats, since wombats are bloodthirsty psychopaths. And while he probably
Bro,
was
look at
exaggerating a
him.
little, wombats still ain't the ones to play with. At 25 miles per hour, wombats are fast enough to catch a
They're
ticket in a school zone
mobbing.
and more than fast enough to catch you off guard.
Ah,
They have a
piss
tough,
off.
cartilage-reinforced butt that they use to crush the skulls of their enemies
Yo.
against their burrows. Yeah, getting your cartilage-reinforced butt
Yo,
that they use
what
to
did I just
crush
hear?
the skulls of their enemies against their burrows. Yeah, getting your life subscription terminated through twerking is a possibility if you're an op to a wombat. But more
What
importantly,
the
they have jaws
fuck?
more than capable of tearing chunks out of your ankles and calves, which is what these furry bowling balls usually go for. Victim Carrie Evans was hospitalized.
Oh my
with
god, about to take my ACLs, or my Achilles rather.
over 20 bites and
Motherfucker.
lacerations after she was mauled by the evil bulking twin of the quokka. And in 2020, a family nearly got squad wiped by a wombat after the one
Squad
they were
wiped,
raising
damn.
for a TV show turned on them, mauling his owner and handing out work to any kin that tried stepping in without prejudice.
That is wild.
Buddy almost folded 4 generations of people, and it took a whole axe to get him to act right. And that's not even mentioning the damage an angry fur
Dude, look
meatball
how
can do to your car.
fat he
Moral
is.
of the story, if anyone in this man's bloodline don't rock with him, neither do I. The problem is, 99% of the population rocks with pandas and forgets it's still a bear that was made after the printer ran out of color. It's still a bear,
True.
and you can have a
It
panda
is still
bear,
a bear.
Yogi bear, or nose candy bear. If it ends in a BEAR, you'll be last
Yo,
seen in a year.
what the fuck is that? Yo, what movie
Panda
is
bear,
that?
a Yogi bear, or nose candy bear. If it ends in
Motherfucker just did a spinning back kick,
a
bruh.
BEAR, you'll be
Bah!
last seen in an ER. If you even get that
Bah!
far. So fun fact, gorillas have a stronger bite force than grizzly bears and can crack a coconut, and that's because they spend so much of their time crushing vegetation. As bamboo merchants that commit 16 hours a day to binging it, giant pandas might have the most underrated bite in the entire animal kingdom. A study was done comparing the bite force of carnivores relative to their body size using a value known as the bite force quotient. African
Okay.
lions were given a bite force quotient of 124. The jaguar, believed to be pound for pound the strongest cat, earned a 137. And while being
Woo!
smaller than both, African painted dogs flexed a bone crushing 142. And
Yeah,
where
but isn't that because they're like constantly chewing bones, right?
did giant pandas fall? With a BFQ of 151, giant pandas
Damn,
scored a bronze
150?
medal on the bite force scale, only behind the least weasel and an assault and battery happy Looney Tune. That's strong enough to rip flesh, tear tendons, and shatter bone. The thing is, pandas have all the tools of a predator, but with gerbil software. But even though this giant cow rabbit doesn't know how to kill, they can be persuaded into trying, and it's usually in zoos. In 2006, a wasted tourist had a chunk of his calf ripped off by a pissed off panda after
Fuck.
he tried to pet it. In '09, a tourist fell into
Oh my. Ah! I'm so glad he's got these blurred out, but bro, I cannot look at this. Oh my god.
an enclosure and also paid a calf tax. Later the same year,
Yeah, what are you doing trying to pet a panda, bruh? Like, that's deserved, in my opinion. If you're trying to pet a panda, it's just deserved, bro. Like, what are you thinking?
another tourist managed to fall into an enclosure and the barcode bear nearly turned him into a serial number on a police report, ripping off parts of his foot and elbow.
No,
and in
I
2015, Guan
Ah!
sued the government and won for over $80,000. The reason was
Bruh,
because
you only sued for 80 bands? That had to have been old, bro. That had to have been old. Because nowadays, motherfuckers suing for multi-million-dollar settlements.
officials had chased a giant panda onto his land and a generationally heated bear crushed Guan's leg like a celery stick. And my personal favorite story, a man tried wrestling a biracial black Air Force to impress
Oh, you are a fucking dumbass. This guy's a dumbass. This guy. Stop! I didn't mean to go back that far.
A man tried wrestling a
This guy's
biracial
an
black
idiot.
Air Force to impress a woman and appropriately got partially handled. He wasn't hurt, but the bear bodied him and even shredded his pants in the process, which was the closest he'd get to foreplay that entire day. It's no secret there's no end to the copious amounts of bull effery in the ocean, but there's still some animals people let slide.
Okay,
Especially
like
if they've been in a movie. One of these fish can do you dirty. And this
Yeah.
time the clown's not
the clownfish. Wait, it's not him?
it. The regal blue tang is actually venomous with caudal spines sharp
The blue tang. You telling me Dorothy's a little venomous hoe?
enough to slice open skin, and when threatened, they'll whip their bodies from side to side.
Oh
It's
my
like
God,
a
look
junkie
at
waving a broken
Dorothy's.
bottle at you,
Look
and
at
the
the
deep
two
lacerations it
Dorothy's.
can cause are almost guaranteed to get infected. And thanks to a certain Pixar movie, there's at least one kid out there that got a bacterial infection just because Ellen DeGeneres played a fish well. Not only that, but the blue tang is toxic to
Wait, Ellen played the fish? Ellen was Dorothy, bruh? There's no way Ellen was actually Dorothy. One sec. Dorothy actor. Not. God damn it. Not Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, you stupid bitch. Finding Nemo. Who played Dorothy, bruh? Oh, it wasn't Dorothy, it's Dory. Why the fuck did I think it was Dorothy, bruh? Dory. And it was Ellen, dude. The fuck? I didn't know that. Ellen played fucking Dory? And why did I think her name was Dorothy, dude?
humans. It can cause ciguatera poisoning to the people that eat it.
Oh my God,
An
look at
even
that thing.
worse mistake when people
That thing
try it
looks
with the
fucked
next
up.
animal. Because the cute derp guppy is one of the most poisonous things
Oh,
alive.
this is the thing that like gets hella big, right?
The tetrodotoxin in one pufferfish can bury 30 people. It's about 1,200 times more toxic than cyanide, and there's no actual antidote. All that and Mrs. Puff's ex is still considered a delicacy. The fugu blowfish is a prized dish in Japan, but it's also Russian roulette because if the chef misses by even 1/10 of an inch, it's the customer that gets cooked. Here's what would happen if you got poisoned. In about 10 minutes, your mouth would go numb and you would start to feel dizzy and unreasonably tired. You'd get an overwhelming headache to go with nausea and it'd slowly get harder and harder to breathe. Eventually, you'd get so exhausted you'd fall asleep and likely never wake up.
Fuck
And
that.
until then, you would have been conscious for everything. It's just that you'd be paralyzed and unable to talk or move. The only thing people could do to save you is pump your stomach, put you on life support, and God on speed dial. It's said that up to 100 people get flatlined by
Look
fugu
at that
a year,
thing.
and most of that are people that try it at home. Which means by the time they realize they messed up, they can't run, call, or
Oh!
even scream for help.
Oh my God, that scared me, bro. Yo, that scared me, dude.
It's said that up to 100 people get flatlined by
The
fugu
fuck?
a year,
I didn't
and most
see
of
that
are
shit.
people that try it at home.
That scared
which means
me.
by the time they realize they messed up, they can't run,
Bah!
call, or even scream for
Got
help.
its ass.
All they can do is struggle to get air and watch everything turn black like the end of Sopranos. But not even fish fentanyl has a higher body count than the last animal. A lot of people think snails are cute, yet snails are partially responsible for crossing 200,000 names off the census a year.
That's
Schistomiasis
insane.
is a parasitic disease caused by worms, with millions affected
Schistosmiasis.
right now, and those worms are released by snails. The sickness is most common in tropical third world countries with limited access to clean fresh water. With about 700 million people living in at-risk areas, it's one of the most devastating parasitic diseases of all
I
time, only
bet,
second
dude.
to malaria. And even if snails aren't the primary suspects, with them taxiing the bug, at the very least they're accomplices. Now you see why folks almost put Gary on a shirt. Mad snail disease wasn't a joke. But that's gonna do it for this video. Be sure to follow my TikTok and Instagram for more consistent content as you
eat? They're eating,
wait
bro.
for the next video. Check out my book, 100 Animals That Can Effing End You. You might just see some of the guys from today on there. If you'd like to further support this channel, becoming a patron on Patreon earns you access to exclusive content, videos before I post them, and you can even help vote on what I cover in future. I'll see y'all in the next one. As long as y'all don't do something like this.
Yeah, don't do that.
Please don't. Alright, peace out.
Final video is what? Oh, it's a little platypus. The little platypus. Get the little platypus. Look at him. Aw, it was cute, dude. Dude, that video was fucking great, man. I love hood nature videos so much. Yo, hey, make sure to go subscribe to Casual Geographic if you haven't already, man. God damn, dude, what a banger. Also, we gotta watch this one soon. You've never seen animals like this before. 100%. Expect this one to be dropping in the next couple days. All right, chat. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you soon, man. Deuces. Hey, yo, if you liked the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time, man. Deuces.